Everything you see here was planned before the week started. Before the week started, I said I wanted gold to react from this particular area. Today the setup appeared, we got confirmation and the trade went straight to TP. Let me show you guys exactly how the plan all came together. Going into the week, my bias was bearish. This was because of the way price actually closed during the course of last week. If we can just slide into my community channel here, I could easily just run through the plan which I dropped right here. This was the plan here that I expected price to push back towards 4552 due to the fact that it actually failed to give a very bullish reaction that actually closed with a very strong bullish candle, because when we went to 1 hour time frame, we could actually see that it was actually a weak. So if price did not actually give some bullish reaction and close, maybe closing above this high, most likely then the expectation was that price would actually sell off, and once it's able to close below this low here, we would actually get a very strong push down. And you can see I even actually gave another means of a possibility whereby price could actually get to push up higher if it actually breaks up above and push up higher. But then with our market open, we saw price pushing down lower with a very huge and massive gap. Lately I haven't been trading the Asian session a lot, so I didn't actually stay active for that, but we could see that price did not actually get to tap into our level. But there's one thing that I've been saying over and over, is that when you have like a very bullish trend line that price is moving on, once we get a break out of that level, most likely price will just come back towards the level that it broke out of and then push down lower. And if you even notice what happened at this level here, we have a very sweet entry point here. I expected that this guy would be able to push price to tap up sales from this level, but the fact that we had this gap and this gap gave a full body close below this low, automatically this was a very sweet entry. But I wasn't actually active during the Asian session to actually check, and the sweet part about this is the fact that price actually filled up that gap before going ahead to push up to push down lower. So I know a lot of you would now be wondering, how did I come about this particular trade that I called? This was a trade that I called today. So as London session opened, price already started moving down lower and selling off from our key level. And when I got up and when I woke up at around 6 or so, price was already had already filled this entry here, and this was on the 30 minutes time frame. This was actually a very sweet level to take this trade from, but price had already filled this guy from. So what I was looking for was more of confirmation when I go down to the lower time frame to see that this level actually is one that's actually going to hold. So if we should go down to 15 minutes now, when we go down to 15 minutes, you guys would see that we had this FVG here. That was actually one of the key criteria about this initial entry. Then if we look at what happened here, this was what happened here. You tend to notice that price was already there was this candle that rejected in a bullish manner but gave a full body close below. If you've been following up, this is actually a key sell entry that I use. But tend to notice what happened. Price gave a full reached this particular level out, taking out probably sellers that entered at this point. But then if this was actually going to be a buy, we would have seen this guy close with full body candle at around this level, but it failed to do that. The next thing we saw was the next candle that formed still came to fall below this particular candle. Automatically this is actually a very strong bearish bias, and this is exactly where I called the trade on the private channel. Somewhere here, this is exactly where I called the trade, and you can see it here from the screen. This was where I called it from. So this was actually the reason behind why I called this particular entry. And you could see very beautiful run, went down and gave it a brief retracement before chasing down to our TP, and the market respected the level as anticipated. This is actually why plans are actually very, very important in this game that we play. So the lesson here isn't that we won today. The lesson is that we actually put in the work before the market actually even opened, and by the time price reacted in this manner, giving us the gap and showing us all of these key entries and levels, we had enough confidence to know that this is actually what we wanted to see, and price is actually acting towards what we actually wanted to play today. So you could actually see how important it is to actually try to plan before you go into your trades, so that when you come to place your trades. When you see things, you actually be patient enough to allow them to play out, and that's actually the reason why I call this particular beautiful trade. So I'll be dropping more updates on my Telegram channel. If you're not part of the channel, you could use the link in the description to join up, and I'll see you guys on the next video very soon. So I love you all, and I'll see you guys soon.